So the one thing I want to show you quickly is how to create a Dropbox for assignments to have students submit their work to you directly on D2L. When I set up this shared course, I know that some teachers will be asking students to submit work to them in a variety of different ways. So I didn't want to confuse the section by adding a bunch of assignments in there that you weren't going to use within D2L. So D2L does have its own gradebook, similar to EDSB, that you can keep track and mark things and record grades if you're going to mark them directly on here, or you want to input marks through D2L rather than EDSB. But either way, you can have students submit work here to you, and I'm going to show you quickly how to do that. So just to be clear, all of the assignments that I'm attaching in here are just that. They're activity worksheets that students can go through and complete. If I wanted students to complete something and have it submitted to me, so for example, if I wanted to take this worksheet, I wanted the students to fill that out and then submit it to me through an assignment on D2L, what I would do is in this section, what I would click Create New, and then I'm going to go Assignment. By being in the right content section, it'll put that assignment in that area. And what I'm going to do is, as a habit, kind of place it right next to the assignment file itself. So in this case, this was file was Unit 3 Planning. If I want to do my grades in D2L, I can assign point values to this, what I'm going to grade it out of. There are ways to, within here, add rubrics as well if you want to mark on a rubric. Once you've created some of those, that tool is convenient as well. But if I'm just going to mark it out of 10, I could do this and it would create a grade item that I could use later while working with D2L. If I'm going to grade it somewhere else, I would just leave this to ungraded, and then I would instruct students that I will grade it and enter that in EDSB or directly in Markbook, depending on how you're tracking student grades. Depending on if you want due days, if you have a group of students that are all working on the same timeline, you can attach due dates to this. That way it prompts them when things are due. But if you have kind of an unknown and students are going to be navigating the work at different times and you don't want to be worried with students getting late submission notifications and things like that, you can just leave that due date blank. So you don't need to have a due date. If you want to add any instructions here, you can add those quickly in here as well. The other thing you could do, it's pretty easy to do on D2L, is create a little video note. So if you want to, instead of typing out the student instructions, if you want to add a little video, you can just click Add Video Note, and then you can record your video just by clicking this Record Video Webcam, and then you can go through and record a little message to students, which sometimes adds a little, interactivity to it, and then they feel like they're part of a class with a face-to-face teacher, even though we're doing most of our stuff online. So again, that video note is a nice feature if you wanted to add that there. Again, you can just do a quick 30-second recap like you would do at the beginning of class to explain how students are going to work through the assignment sheet. So in this case, I'm just going to, and I want to link the activity file itself so students can go back and find that Word file that they're going to work through. So I'm going to go to Content. I'm going to go into Unit 3, and I'm going to go into Unit 3 Planning, and then Unit 3 Planning Your Discovery. So this will link back to that exact assignment file that they're going to download and type their answers into. If you had an assignment somewhere else, it was just somewhere saved on your computer, you can just use File Upload and attach any assignment file to it so that they have the instructions in there as well. Once I've done that, I can also just click Save and Close here. So that's done two things. As you'll see in a second, in my content area, you'll see that there's an assignment Dropbox, which looks a little bit different than a file itself. So if I go into Unit 3, Planning and Goal Setting, you can see now in this Unit 3, I have a little Dropbox Unit 3 Planning. So what I would typically do is drag that up there. If I've realized that I've named it a little bit incorrectly, I can always rename what it shows up as here. If I edit it here, it just shows me what that's going to be called. So if I wanted to do something like submit your file here, that way they know this is where they're going to click, go to assignment, and then the student will have the option to upload their assignment files directly to you. So once you've done that, it's actually created a file in your assignments area. Now, my assignments area in this class may be a little bit confusing because all of these assignments that were there were part of that stock course of the DCO 3.0 master course that was developed on the ministry consortium. So what I can do now is if I'm starting fresh in a semester and I haven't assigned any work yet, what I can do is I can actually delete a bunch of the assignments. So this is the one I just created. So I would actually not delete that one, but all the other ones that are in there, I can clean that up quickly by deleting that. I didn't want to delete it in the shared course because I want you guys, if you are going to use any of those activities from the master course, those assignments are already there. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to navigate that. But again, if I was my course and I'm only assigning things that aren't part of the master course, I would unselect the ones that I want to keep, which are part of the DCO course, and then I would delete all the other ones. I'm not going to do it right now because that'll delete them for the shared section. Okay, but that's a good way to clean up your assignment area. The nice thing is as students submit that, you'll get a pop-up here with submissions. If I want to organize these as well, I can also use the bulk edit to give these categories. So I can select multiple and I can choose where these are going to be organized. So I can create categories or I can use existing categories to organize them that way. Okay, so that's another tool that may be helpful once you have a set of assignments that you're using. You can organize them by unit or however you want. So again, edit categories. If I want to create a category, I'm going to click add a category, and then I could give that a name, and then I can start assigning those assignments to it. But again, all the categories from that master course are listed there. So those are available to you if you are using those master courses. So back to content. Again, the key thing is that the assignment file is different than the activity file that's already included in the course. And again, I've given you just the worksheet so that you can submit those to students or give those to students. And this is the actual submit spot where they will attach it, and then it'll show up in your assignments. And like I said, once you clean up the assignment area, then you can keep track of new submissions, and they'll pop up directly in here. And then you can go through it and mark those, which I can show another video later if you have further questions. Again, as always, reach out if you're having any difficulty with anything. Just feel free to email me, justin.stpierre, and St. Pierre is all one word, @publicboard.ca, or send me Edsby message works as well. Thank you.